Today on the channel, we got a lot of WWE Mattel figures to talk about. In today's video, we're going to break it all down.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel wrestling figure breakdown. As in today's video, we're going to go over all the new images we got from Mattel and, of course, Ringside Collectibles of the brand new WWE Mattel figures. And, of course, you're looking for any WWE Mattel figures and any other wrestling figures, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But let's just dive in, and we're going to go SKU by SKU is what we're going to do here. And we're going to start with the WWE Mattel Greatest Hits. A line people love, a line people hate, and I don't know about so much in the middle. I guess I'm one of those guys in the middle a little bit here. But we did see Hulk Hogan being re-released in the Greatest Hits line. Now, this Greatest Hits line, instead of being 6 or 8 characters, we're only getting 4. That is very more palatable to me. I prefer about 4 for a Greatest Hits. We don't need 8 figures. That's just too much for a Greatest Hits line. 4 makes it feel more manageable and makes it feel more special, in my opinion, of course. But we got the Hulkster coming back. However, this was just released a year ago. What is time? Once again, but it is the old Survivor Series Hulk Hogan. A very good figure, no doubt about it. Everybody liked that figure, myself included. But now we get it back once again. I guess the Hulkster sells, brother, so they got to get him back out there. He is part of the Greatest Hits line. He's got the coked out eyes. He's ready to go. He's ready to do a whole bag of blow and take on Zeus if he needs to. He'll do whatever he needs to. But the Hulkster looking good. Winged Eagle Championship always looking nice as well. Hardcore collectors like myself, hey, I could display one with the shirt on, one with the shirt off, one with different hands. You mix and match. You make it as different as you possibly can is what you need to do right there. Then we get Randy Orton, one of the 90s, Elite 90 something. This one, once again, I guess it is a color variant, so there's not a lot you can do in a Randy Orton re-release. It does have a little different color scheme to the trunks, I believe. Comes with a chair. We do get those goggles we got that one time. I displayed mine with the goggles. I guess this time I'll display without the goggles. Make a point of difference. Use the different hands. Once again, make it feel as different as possible. Now, this third one is a sleeper one. I'm happy in a lot of ways people are getting a chance at this because a lot of people missed out on this. I believe it was originally maybe a Walmart 2-pack or a fan channel exclusive 2-pack. It was one of those two. It did come with Samoa Joe, and that was a good Samoa Joe figure as well. But I always loved this Rey Mysterio figure, and a lot of people slept on this one. Now you're getting a chance to get it. He's got a cape going on. What more can you say about this Rey? Just a very good-looking Rey Mysterio figure. And like I said, a lot of people missed out on this one, so I will have it again. Obviously, you use different hands on it, one without the cape, one with the cape. Try to make it as different as possible. Same thing with AJ Styles. A little bit of color variance on this one. I believe this was an Elite one back in the 90s, once again, in the Elite 90s. Not sure who was screaming for this AJ to come back out, especially with his new persona on TV. Looks a lot different from this one. Is what it is, though. We got that one coming out. But now we're going to turn our attention to the main event showdown. It's going to take a while not to call it a battle pack or a championship showdown. It's a main event showdown. And once again, the Brothers of Destruction. Not really, but one of them at least. We do get Kane. And it feels like we keep getting this Kane figure over and over as of late. But we get it once again here. And we do get it with Mankind. I believe both of these have been released identically before. Obviously, the new articulation is a big part of this one here. Kane may have a different head sculpt as well. But I think this is a pass unless it goes to discount for me. I do like the dull tag team title belt. There's a little charm to that, at least for me. But it is cool. It is 2 characters that are, of course, Hall of Famers. Everybody always likes. But I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone there for me. And then after that, we do get a more current one here. We get Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. Interesting height differences here. I think both of those guys are right around 6 foot or a little bit under 6 foot. Braun Breaker might be 6'1", who knows. But you do get the new title belt for the first time in the Showdown line, main event line. I do like the looks of the Seth Rollins. It looks like he snuck into Enzo Amore's locker room is what it looks like there. The rib tape you can always use with something else if you wanted to. Braun Breaker getting another figure. We got to think a lot more Braun Breakers in our future with him getting called up to the Raw roster officially now. But a good-looking 2-pack. Once again, possibly a long game for me or a pass. And then a pretty controversial one here. Of course, 2 of the most exciting performers in the WWE today. You got Dominic Mysterio and, of course, Rhea Ripley. women's title belt as well. I can see some people wanting this one, but boy, the size difference is pretty rough on these two. A big size difference here, but there's a lot of people that'll still want it. It's a good one. It's a street gear backstage interview. That's not always a bad thing. That gives it a little different than the Elite, so I'm here for that, but I'll probably pass on it or possibly long game. So for me as a collector, that set is pretty good. I don't have to open my wallet too deep unless I really want to, and I guess who are we kidding? I don't have to if I don't want to, but you know what I mean. But then we turn our attention to the next line of the Ultimates, and once again, we've been talking about it for quite some time. The Ultimate just doesn't have the shine that it once had. It is still a fun line. I still do love the line. I still will buy all the figures in the line. I'm not a Double Up Club member anymore, and we're getting another Jey Uso. Really feels like getting the most out of your molds. Obviously, I think a little new tattoo work on this one, so we will call that out. But this doesn't really feel Ultimate, and it doesn't really feel different than the last one we got from the Ringside Collectible 2-pack. It's just a different color scheme and a different shirt is what it really feels like to me, and I guess that's what it is. That's the definition of getting the most out of your molds. So we got Jey Uso coming there. Gunther coming as well. I'm here for that. I'm a Gunther guy. I don't care. He gets me a little worked up by his Ultimate Warrior speak every once in a while, but Gunther's a long-time favorite back to the old Walter days. I've been a fan for a long time. Very cool to get the new Intercontinental title belt. You get the different heads with him here. Of course, the soft goods jacket is really a must-have, as he is a fairly plain-looking wrestler as far as outfits do go. Got the maroon going on. He's rocking the maroon colors right there. But one possibly could be the most popular of this line. Of this wave, I should say. Maybe not the line. But then we do get John Cena and his terrible towel he keeps by his nightstand. We got that there. All the extra hands going on. Of course, the soft goods shirt. And then you got a hat and 3 heads for this one. A more modern take on John Cena. I think this does warrant it. Cena's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. We need all representation from all aspects of Cena's career in the Ultimates. This one makes sense to me. I'm not sure if it's going to set the world on fire. We'll see what happens there, but a good-looking figure if you ask me. But we're not done with the Ultimates. We're on to the greatest hits. Now, we saw a lot of these pictures at WrestleMania, of course. We saw them, but now we're finally seeing in-package images of all these things. And this Batista is one of them. Of course, the former Target exclusive. Now with a different packaging. Instead of the red, it's on the white card here. Subtle difference right there, of course. You do get everything the same. However, I really do like what they did here is they gave Batista blue trunks instead of the color, like the white and red ones he had before. Little changes like that, that's what I'm here for. I think Mattel needs to do stuff like that, because if it was just a straight re-release, most people would pass. This way, it gets collectors that had the old one say, well, it is technically different, I'm going to pick it up. I think it's a smart move, and I think all the greatest hits, everything else like that, should be updated like this Batista one is, and this one does look good for what it is. I'll be picking it up. I can display one with the shirt, one without, different hands, different head. This definitely feels like a different figure that way, to me at least. Possibly one of, if not the best Ultimate of all time, is this version of The Rock. A lot of collectors missed out on this, and we've talked about it a lot on the channel over the last couple of years. People have a little bit of revisionist history with Amazon in this one, saying, it was never up, I could never get it. It was in stock for quite a long time, but when it was gone, it was gone. It didn't get restocked, people moved on, things like that. So a lot of people missed out on it, but if you were paying attention to channels like this, social media and stuff, you had plenty of opportunities if you were a collector at the time. But obviously, new collectors coming in every single day, and this is an amazing Rock figure. This is one of my favorite Rocks, if not my favorite Rock figure of all time. Happy to see it get re-released here. Once again, I'm going to mix it up, use different things. You put glasses on, glasses off, shirt on, shirt off, microphone, hands different. There's enough to be dangerous. Smoke and mirrors, you can make that feel like a different figure very easily. But a fun one right there. Now we continue. We go from the Ultimates to the Championship Showdown, or I guess the main events. It's hard for me to even keep track sometimes. We go to the main event single-carded series here, and one I'm really excited about, it is the translucent John Cena. I love a glow-in-the-dark figure. I love a translucent figure. Now we got John Cena coming here. I think this looks cool. It's a nice one-off. It's a little deep cut right there. I'm here for that. And John Cena will be the chase in that one with a regular John Cena, which is an easy pass for me. We do get Carmelo Hayes, first time in the basic line here. So Carmelo got, of course, 2 elites if you count his chase version. Now we're getting a basic of Carmelo. Roddy Piper looking really good. This is like that signature shirt line from back in the day, the Walmart exclusive basic line. It's like that figure getting updated. But I'm here for this. This is my favorite incarnation of Roddy Piper. When I think of Roddy Piper, when I close my eyes, like I do many nights before I go to bed, I say, what am I going to think about? I know, Roddy Piper, and I'm going to think about him with the long hair. That's what this represents, is Intercontinental time frame. I'm here for this. I wish we could get this as an Ultimate Edition, throw in some bagpipes, an Intercontinental title. Oh, you're cooking with gas if you do that. I'm here for it. But then we get the coked out eyes Hulk Hogan once again, this time in the basic main event series. It is Python Power. And how many Hogans are we going to have this year? I'm very interested to keep count. I'm going to do a big countdown at the end of the year of all the Hogan figures this year. And this one here in the old coked out eyes with the Python Power looks really good. I'm here for this. I'll be picking this one up, no doubt about it. A very good looking Hulkster. And then we do get Kaden Carter. First time in the line. I got to think we'll get elites in the future of her. Her and Kat Catanzaro, KC Catanzaro. You know what I mean. I'd like to see them as a 2-pack in the Mattel Creations line. I think that does warrant a female 2-pack, and I would love to see that in the elite line for those. I think that would work. We'll see what happens in the future. We also saw carded images of, as of right now, the Hulk Hogan Canadian motorcycle figure. I do have one of those on the way. Shout out to my buddy out there at DJC Collectibles helping me out with that one. But I will have that Hulkster on the channel eventually. But a very cool one there. I do like what that is. It's a little bit of a deep cut there. We saw that at San Diego Comic-Con 2023 for the first time. Be interested to see if that ever does come to the United States. Right now, though, Walmarts in Canada seem to have that in stock. But now we're going to continue on with another set here. It is the Main Event Series Champions line. And so far, these have really been found at Kohl's, I think, primarily. I don't know if they're kind of an off-the-beaten-path collection for Big Lots and Kohl's, things like that. But we are getting a Jimmy Uso with tag team title belt. Very cool enough looking figure here, though, for Jimmy Uso. But it is, once again, a main event / basic figure. So we have that one coming. And then we do get Jey Uso. So we get both Usos in the line. They do match. That does work. You do get the tag title belts. That's cool as well. And then we get a throwback Undertaker with the Winged Eagle. I think a lot of people are here for that. A lot of Undertaker fans out there might want this one. But I assume coming to Kohl's later this summer. I guess keep a lookout at your Kohl's store. Your mileage may vary, as always. And then finally, we're going to wrap this whole thing up with, just before I started filming this video, we did see this officially, I guess, announced with in-package mint-on-card images. It is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles WWE crossover line. Of course, coming to Target line, probably end of summer. I would say about August time frame. We'll see what ends up happening. But we do get Kofi Kingston as Michelangelo. Very cool packaging. It looks like the Elite style packaging, but with a cartoon attitude that only the Turtles brand can bring. Very cool packaging design. I can see people getting this on card, just keeping it on card. But it does look pretty cool. And we didn't get all the images, but we did get Kofi Kingston here. I like the manhole cover at the top of the package. I think that's a pretty cool thing. We do see Xavier Woods as Donatello. Unfortunately, they didn't give him his Iron Sheik boots. I think that's a big miss for that one. We do got Roman Reigns as Shredder. At first, I thought Roman Reigns was bleeding on his forehead. However, it's just his logo insignia right there. So that was pretty cool. But that figure does look better in person or in these images than the pictures we saw at WrestleMania weekend. I will say that. So I've really come around to this Roman Reigns figure. And it doesn't hurt that he's got a cape. A cape always makes every figure way better. But Roman Reigns in the line here. But we didn't see pictures of course, Rey Mysterio as Raphael and Leonardo, a.k.a. Seth Rollins. They didn't have some mint-on-card images. I'm sure those are to come sooner rather than later. But a lot of stuff out of Mattel. Figured I'd do a separate video here just to talk about it because we got a lot of wrestling figure news and other toy news to do on Saturday on the weekly toy news. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for that here in the next couple of days. But what are your thoughts on these? Picking up all these, dabbling, picking up a few? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, as you guys do know. And you do get early access over on Patreon to all the videos on the channel. Patreon, your best way to support the channel. This month's giveaway on Patreon, Monday Night Wars, Roddy Piper, will be giving this away to one of the Patreon members. Check it out. It pays to be a Patreon, no doubt about it. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget my book, The Complete Guide to the Classic Superstars, on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And don't forget to hit me up on social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for some WWE reveals, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.